What is up? What is up? What the hell is up, my dark horse friends and family? Welcome back to another episode of the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm your host, Tracy Brinkmann, and today we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of something that can significantly impact your bottom line pricing strategies. We've talked about the power of your core offer in previous episodes, but today we're delving into the psychology behind pricing and how you can use it to make your core offer truly irresistible. First, let's go over the core key principles in pricing: anchoring, price sensitivity, and finally, perceived value. And of course, we will discuss why they all matter. First up, anchoring. What is it? Anchoring is a cognitive bias where people rely heavily on the first piece of information they receive when making decisions. Let's say you're shopping for a smartwatch. The first one you see costs $500. Now, every other smartwatch you look at will be compared to that $500 price point. If you then see one for $300, that one suddenly seems like a bargain, even if $300 is still pricey. Now, let's talk price sensitivity. What is it? This principle revolves around how changes in price affect consumer purchasing behavior. Simply put, how much more you can charge before your customers start running for the hills. Here is an example. You run a SaaS business with a basic plan priced at $10 a month. By offering a bundle with additional features for $20 per month, you can test how sensitive your customers are to price increases and potentially find a sweet spot where they perceive added value outweighing the cost. Last but not least, let's talk about perceived value. What is it? This is all about what your customers think your product or service is worth. Often this perception can be influenced more by factors such as branding, presentation, and testimonials rather than the actual cost of the product. For example, compare a generic bottle of water priced at $1 to a bottle of luxury water priced at $3. The higher price combined with premium packaging and a compelling brand story can make the $3 bottle seem more valuable, even if they're essentially the same product. Okay, now that you understand the principles, let's chat about why these principles matter.
The Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
Understanding and leveraging these principles can transform how your customers perceive your prices and ultimately how much they're willing to pay. It's about creating an environment where your prices make sense and feel justified in the minds of your customers. Okay, so are you with me? If not, hit rewind and go back and re-listen. In the meantime, let's get into our ever-loved Whisker Wisdom segment. Today, I want to spend the Whiskered Wisdom section time by giving you 6 practical tips around setting and testing the prices for your products or services. First, let's start with tips on conducting market research. Tip number 1. Before setting your prices, research what competitors are charging. Understand where you fit in the market and find a balance between competitive pricing and perceived value. Tip number 2 is about using split testing. Try different price points to see how your audience responds. For instance, use split testing to present 2 different prices to different segments of your audience and analyze the results to see which performs better. Tip number 3 is about offer tiered pricing. Provide multiple pricing tiers. This not only caters to different segments of your market, but also uses the anchoring effect to make higher priced packages seem like a better value. Tip number 4 is focused on refining pricing strategies based on feedback. Regularly survey your customers to understand how they perceive your pricing. Tools like SurveyMonkey can help you gather this invaluable data. Tip number 5, focused on adjusting based on purchase behavior. Monitor your sales metrics and see how changes in pricing impact sales volume. Use tools like Google Analytics or your e-commerce platform's analytics to get insights. Finally, tip number 6, stay agile. Be ready to make adjustments. If a price change negatively affects your sales, don't be afraid to pivot and try another approach. All right, Dark Horse Tribe, let's bring it all together. We discussed the key principles of pricing psychology, anchoring, price sensitivity, and perceived value, and how you can use these to make your core offer more attractive. We delved into practical tips for setting and testing your prices effectively and shared how to refine your strategy based on feedback. Now it's over to you. Take a hard look at your current pricing strategy and see where you can apply these principles. Start with market research, implement split tests, and gather customer feedback to fine-tune your approach. Remember, pricing is not just about numbers, it's about perception and psychology. If you found today's episode valuable, don't forget to subscribe to the Dark Horse Entrepreneur and leave a review. Your feedback helps us deliver the content that matters most to you. Until next time, keep pushing those boundaries, keep testing, keep refining, and stay completely unstoppable. Think successfully and take action.
Hey, my Dark Horse Entrepreneur parents, thanks for tuning in. If this episode struck a chord, share it with a fellow parent hustler. Let's grow our tribe that thrives, not just survives. For more insights and a community that totally gets it, join our Facebook group at www.darkhorseschooling.com/tribe. Think successfully and take action.